What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Ford V Ferrari, starring Christian Bale and Matt Damon, directed by James Mangold. It's pretty much the story about how Ford wanted to compete with Ferrari in the 24-hour Le Mans race. They were sick of Ferrari just being on top, out here killing it in these fast race car streets, and Ford was looking to they were looking to kind of change their image as far as like they were talking about like, the youth wasn't really into like getting a Ford car. Like once they graduate from, high school, college, they looking at the fancier sports cars and stuff like that. When you're young, you want that fancy, sleek, fancy, I'm out here, penis out, vaginas out, just out here, just fast and good looking. And they felt like Ford, didn't really convey that at this time. And so they really wanted to compete and build something, have somebody behind the wheel that could compete with Ferrari. That's where the characters of Shelby, played by Matt Damon, Ken Miles, played by Christian Bale, come in. They wanted to design a car for Ford that Ford can compete in this Le Mans. And this is the story of how they did that. They're going up against the corporate guys versus the guys that are really about these fast cars, racing, and the mechanics of just racing in automobiles. So you got that dynamic right there. Christian Bale's like, yo, man, I'm a pure racer, man. I love the cars. I'm a pure racer. I'm pure of heart. I don't want to hear the suit talk and all of that. And Matt Damon coming from, he's coming from that race background, so he feels Christian Bale, but at the same time, he knows how to kind of work with the suits as well. You know what I mean? So you got that whole dynamic at play. So for them trying to get to Le Mans. And of course, you got to know what you're doing behind that wheel. A lot of people may or may not be into racing. Me, I don't really watch NASCAR or, the Daytonas or any of that. When I see it, it catches my attention. When you hit fast cars, you look like, oh, they really going. It's really going, It's just like in the moment, though. I never think about it later on. And, growing up, I played the racing games, the Daytona game that was on the Sega Saturn, the Mario Kart. I mean, this stuff is different than Mario Kart because you pretty much go-karting, and Donkey Kong is bigger than the damn go-kart. But, I was a racer, though, in that game, at heart. Don't tell me how to do my go-kart. And I had the shades on at night, and, I was working the track. And we all know that Mario Kart stage was just a rainbow, and you like out in space, and all the track is just rainbow, and it's just a big, long race. That stage right there is long. And you could take a shortcut in there, but that's neither here nor there, man. Matt Damon, Christian Bale. They were a good duo. They were both guys that had the same kind of mindset as far as just like love of the game. And Matt Damon, his character couldn't keep racing because he had a heart condition where if his heart got up to a certain level, he could have a heart attack. And so, being a racer, it's all about adrenaline pump. You know what I'm saying? And Christian Bale is just like, British dude, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. I just want to race the way I race to win. His character, they really showed like a beautiful family unit. Himself, his wife, and his son. And it was just cool to see how close they were. And like his son, he would always bring him to the track and just stuff like that. And I like to see that, like fathers and sons really just connecting on something, and the kid was really into what the dad was doing. That whole dynamic was cool to see. James Mangold, he also directed Logan, Walk the Line, Identity, 310 The Humor, and so he's got a good track record, no pun intended, because of the racetrack. He set up some exciting like race sequences. Like, I was really invested in the racing scenes. I was like, yo, this is pretty dope. Matter of fact, when I left the theater, I was driving fast for no reason. I really wasn't punching it to the limit because I live in Burbank and the cops be out tough. But, I was pushing it. I was like 0 to 40 in like, 2 blocks. You know what I'm saying? I felt it, man. I was fully bearded when I got home. I felt like a man when I pulled in at 20 miles an hour to my carport. But you get me on that open road, I'm out here. Ford, Ferrari. And it was just cool because it was based on true events, so it makes you look into the real life event. And I like going in not knowing what really happened. So I didn't have prior knowledge to this whole thing. So I just went in fresh. And I feel like that's a good way to go into some movies, man. One of the takeaways from this film is that racing looks hard. Racing looks hard. You're going 200 miles an hour, and to be able to turn and brake at the right time and the gear shift and to turn the corner, because we've all probably driven fast in our neighborhoods, and sometimes when you take the corner wrong, and you're not even going a fraction of that speed, your stuff is flying all over the car. The person in the passenger seat woke up, panicked. That's just from a turn in your neighborhood. Now imagine 200 miles an hour and you doing a turn and this other car is going equally fast. It's like, man, it's amazing that they can do this and even see things going at that speed. Another takeaway is how vulnerable these racers are, man. Like, you going that fast and you wreck. Yo, man, you ruining lives out here. Your life is on the line every race. Because these cars just be, they disintegrate on some of these accidents, explodes, fires. You got to deal with all of this, and you still got to race? You just passed, dude just blew up. You like, oh, damn. Yeah, I got to finish the race, though. It's like, it's kind of like how you feel like when you're on the freeway, especially if you're in a big city. It's traffic going on. You got to get the way you got to go. And then you see an accident on the side of the road. You don't know if they're alive. You don't know if they're okay. You don't know what happened. But you're like, man, got to get to work. It's a cold game, man. You're like, nobody's stopping. Like, y'all good? You can't stop in the race. If you see somebody blow out and wreck, you kind of relieved. Like, less competition. You got to be a cold-hearted piece to race in this life, man. It was an interesting look into that lifestyle. And I just like to see people passionate about stuff. Like, these people are passionate about cars and racing. I'm just like, yo, that's pretty cool to have a passion in life about something. So that was the biggest connection for me. It's like me doing stand-up, And me and race car drivers are the same in that sense. I'm passionate about what I do. At any moment, I could burst into flames on stage or just, break my ankle going up to the mic, because it's so fast and it happens so quick. It's the same with race car drivers, you know what I'm saying? Except I don't need a helmet, But forget all that. Y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of Ford V Ferrari. Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Ford V Ferrari 4 saxophones out of 5. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have a lot of issues with this movie, so I got to give it that nice 4. You know what I'm saying? And go check it out. It was a good time. It was a good time at the theater, man. You know what I'm saying? Christian Bale, Matt Damon. You know what I'm saying? 2 solid individuals. You know what I mean? In terms of acting, and I had a good time. I'm driving fast after this review, though. You best believe that. All right, peeps, that's my review of Ford v Ferrari. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Are you interested in it? Does it look good to you? Are you into racing like that? Did you play Mario Kart? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, check out James Mangold's other movies, Logan, if you haven't seen it. That's my personal favorite. Walk the Line, Identity. He did that movie with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz called Night and Day as well. That movie was pretty entertaining too. It just didn't get a lot of love because it didn't make that much at the box office. First, don't judge a movie by its box office gross also. You know what I'm saying? Because Dr. Sleep is good. I just want to throw that back in there because they tell me, it's not doing well. Just because the movie didn't make money does not mean it's not good. Shawshank Redemption, Big Trouble in Little China. Prime examples. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.